SP Convo. SP Convo. Let's do it. S S S S S S S S S S S S P. Back on the scene. Back on the scene. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Jump right into it. Father, man. I'm a father. What determines a father? Let's check it out. What determines a father? Let's check it out. Beep, 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 doo, 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 doo. Beep, 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 doo. Beep, 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 doo, 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 doo. What determines a father? Father. Father. A man in relation to his child or children. A male animal in relation to its offspring. Now, those that's in the religious, a father is also known as a priest. Boom, 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 boom. Father. A father. So what's a son? Let's get into that. Son. A boy or man in relation to either or both of his parents. A male offspring of an animal. A male descendant. Son. So, I should have put what's the role of a father. Let's do that. Let's get back to it, baby. This is the role of a father. Bam. A father plays a multifaceted role as a provider, protector, mentor, emotional anchor, and moral guide, shaping a child's development and family well-being. The core responsibilities. Fathers contribute to their children's lives in numerous ways. They act as role models, demonstrating values, behavior, and ethical conduct that children often emulate. They provide financial and emotional support, ensuring both materials, need, and emotional securities are met. Fathers also serve as protectors, safeguarding their children from harm and creating a stable environment for growth. Teaching discipline, responsibility, and life skills is another key aspect helping children navigate challenges and develop. I'm not reading all that, so that's the basic role of a father. Huh. Now, we gotta see. Does a son have a role? Let's jump on it. Let's jump on it. Let's see. Okay. The role of a son in a family setting. A son roles includes honoring and obeying parents, upholding family values and legacy, being a positive influence and peacemaker in the home, keeping sacred duties, and contributing to household resources. All right. I guess I could touch that. So, Carmelo Anthony's father, according to this, did he guide his son? Oh, by the way, fellas, happy Father's Day. So, did Carmelo Anthony father guide him? I would say when I heard on the news that the parents, nah, I'm not gonna say that. When I got word that the parents refused to step inside back the courtroom to hear the sentencing, to me, I didn't respect it. Then when I see on the news the father is nonchalant in the aftermath of what his son did, I didn't respect it. So I don't think he was a good father. I don't think he fulfilled his role according to the definition of a father. I don't think he did that. It's my opinion, but I don't think he did that. Is a father and son relationship always the best? Is it always bonding, tight knitted? I would say for the most part, a father and son relationship should be a good relationship. There's really not much difference in the father and son bonding. Fathers teach their son how to shake their tool after they use the bathroom. Fathers teach their son how to work out, push-ups, dips, sit-ups. Fathers show their son how to brush their hair to get them waves in, take care of his hygiene, brush his teeth, go to the barber shop. Fathers show their sons how to share. You understand? Get a slice of pizza, split it down the middle. Half for you, son, half for me. And then you let your son know, hey, you get your own slice. I got my own slice. There's many different variables you can show your son through bonding. Informing your son on how to protect himself from life. Giving your son hugs, a kiss on the forehead, letting your son know, you my son, I love you. Guiding him with homework. Giving him that confidence, let him know he's a handsome fella. Teaching him how to get around girls. Teaching him little side things. You know? So a bond between a father and son shouldn't be that difficult. The only time it becomes difficult if the father's not around. If the father's in jail from the time the son is born to the time the son come home, in retrospect, he's not a father. He just let some semen slip, and the woman took care of the kid for that duration of time. He didn't put no work in to earn the title of father. Now, the father been around for some years and unfortunately got caught up in trouble and he had to be incarcerated. Yeah, he's still that child's father. Because he's there, put that work in, and unfortunately things happen. So when you absent or you remove from your son for a duration of time, your son begins to develop resentment, going through his own mind, putting own stories and situations in his own head to say, I don't gotta respect that man. He ain't my father. He ain't been there for me. I'm going through my trials and tribulations. He haven't been there for me when I'm trying to figure out why my mom is upset at me because she really upset at my father, the man that's distant. Sometimes in life you hear scenarios that sons have harmed their father, killed their dad. Sometimes you hear situations fathers have harmed their sons, killed their child. Now some people would say that's the old bull versus the new bull. Some would say it was a dysfunctional household. Depends how you look at it. When I was young, I was outside with my father. And then my father disappeared. He got caught up in situations and I was out there on my own trying to figure it out. But using all that knowledge that I got being outside with my dad helped me get through the times when my dad wasn't there. See, sometimes fathers lose their way because life is difficult. Sometimes sons have to just, put their big pants on and their boots on and go out there and brave the elements. Sometimes the pressure of society make a man who hold that title of father say, I can't bear with this, man. I can't handle this. It's too much for me, man. I ain't that strong as a person, man. I gotta go. And he make excuses and he dip. But he still wanna hold that title as father. He feel like he deserved that title no matter what. Because the semen already slipped and the kid is born and that's what it is. There's a lot of unfortunate situations in the household where you feel that, the woman wants you out the door or you just can't handle it and the woman's holding you accountable for you impregnating her and starting this family. So by right, she's going to put that pressure on you for you to keep that family. And she got all right to do that. You know, we living in difficult times where your sons have information that could fact check you, the dad, if you're giving him a story about what took place back in your time. There's YouTube, there's other people from your generation speaking on things that happen within the neighborhood or just in that time frame, from your favorite rapper becoming unalive to the president to rocket ships going up in the air to drugs coming into the country, or just to how much money was out there back in the days, and just to see if you went to school or not. If you got a high school diploma or not, they could check on your background. If you ever had a bank account. You know, these kids can see if their parents of now are liars. So you got to be upfront. You got to be an honorable father. So the days of telling your kids folk tales and fairy tales and just spinning their head, them days is gone. But take away that. Fathers, for the most part, love their sons. Will go hell and beyond for their children. Teach their son everything. Instill everything that's inside of him into his son. He loved his son like a mama loved the daughter. That's his image. You understand? That's his offspring. That's the new king. That's the future dominance. That's the one the world got to watch out for. So when a father loses a son, he's supposed to be heartbroken. Whether unalived or incarcerated, once that child is removed, he's supposed to be devastated. I'm going to the level, even when your child move out and get his own girlfriend and move into his own apartment, you're going to be heartbroken because you want your son, you want your child. Yeah, he's grown. He's moving on. You see what he's doing. He want to start his own family, but you love your son. You want your son there. Shit. That's my boy. You come over here and take my boy away from me. What you think this is, man? What? That's the love of a father. So what do you say when you give that child all your love and your child becomes corrupted and manipulated by society and pushed away from you? What do you say when that hits the frontier? Huh? What do you say to that? What do we do then? Fair use for all videos that I share. Fair use. These times are uncanny. We don't know what's going to happen. Here today, going tomorrow. Sure, we heard that term before. Here today, going tomorrow. Step out your front door. You don't know what you're about to explore. When you step out your front door, you don't know what you're about to explore. Give it to me real, because I don't want it to go stale. Fresh and hot, straight out the pot. So what do we do when we hear our sons that we entrusted in, that we gave everything in, our soul, wanted him to be groomed to be the best? What do you do when at 11 years old, he fixed you up and send you upstairs to your maker over something minute as a video game? These things happen. Oh, you don't believe me? We see right now.
What we learned today. Lily.
That's right. Today was the first time we got to hear from the lawyer representing 11-year-old Clayton Dietz. Now, they waived inside the courtroom. Dietz waived his right to this preliminary hearing as family members gathered for the child's first day in court. This is Clayton as he walked into the courtroom, accused of shooting his adopted father back in January. Hey, Clayton, we want to hear from you. What happened that night? How are you holding up, Clayton? He had no comment outside. According to police, the shooting happened in the middle of the night on January 13th, on Clayton's 11th birthday. Police say Clayton was upset that he was told to go to bed without his Nintendo Switch. Now, during today's preliminary hearing, Clayton and his attorney had the opportunity to convince a judge that there was not enough
Over a Nintendo Switch, he won a 7. His dad. Over a video game. Did you see the look on his face? Glasses, eyes straight, piercing through the glasses. He was serious. You don't know what's gonna happen in this thing called life, man. Tell me I'm lying. I'll wait. Now let's go see what's the reason for him doing that. Maybe the father wasn't there loving him. Maybe the father gave him too much and spoiled him. And then when he decided to correct that behavior, the kid snapped. Let's figure this out. Fathers and sons. Let's figure this out together. Let's get back.
evidence to bring this case to trial.
Run it back.
Opportunity to convince a judge that there was not enough evidence to bring this case to trial. They decided to waive that right. The judge asked Clayton directly if he was sure of this decision. The child responded yes. The entire proceeding lasting under 5 minutes. Clayton was then escorted out, handcuffs on his hands and feet. Tripping over himself, he told his mother, quote, "It hurts." I spoke to his lawyer. He said he had no comment on their decision to waive today's hearing, but laid out his plans for the trial.
My goal is going to be to try and get him into juvenile court.
Now, Dietz is currently charged as an adult, as all juveniles are when they are facing homicide charges. For now, we're live in Perry County. Lily Sexton, CBS 21 News.
Now, they charge him as an adult for homicide. So at 12, he know how to pull a trigger. He knew how to aim. He knew how to set it up. He knew where his father was going to be. So he thought this out. And he's 12. That was planned. Carmelo Anthony, 7 years older than this 12-year-old. He didn't plan on that. You understand? He didn't plan on that. I say it all the time. Life is uncanny. Life is uncanny. It's uncanny. You just don't know. You just don't know. So, let's continue. It may be playback, but we're going to get through this together.
killing his father in their Perry County home. He was in court for the first time today, being charged as an adult with criminal homicide after that shooting. Actually happened on his birthday, January 13th. CBS 21's Lily Sexton was outside the courthouse today, was checking things.
All right, played it again. So that's that right there. You understand? That's that right there. When you love your son, you give your son anything. You just want your son to be happy. You want your son to be a model citizen. You want your son to be a good man, a normal adult. You want him to be an outstanding citizen. Hold his head up high. Chest out. Soldiers, firm. You know what I'm saying? But you can never prepare for your child to turn on you. At least back in the days, you couldn't prepare for that. But today's parents, it's sad to say, some parents don't trust their own children. As the wheel keeps spinning, somebody else is winning. So what do you do when you get the news that you just got finished spending time with your child and you get a phone call that your child will no longer be coming home? That happened to my cousin. My cousin told his wife he gonna step outside for a little minute. He never came back home. My cousin stretched out on the concrete, cold and stiff. They put too many holes in his chest. They gave him 6, like Miss Mary Mack. They put buttons all down his back. They Miss Mary Mack my cousin. My uncle was devastated. Loved his sons, man. Loved his sons. Just like he loved me, his nephew. So what do we do? The role of a father. There, consistent, non-stop, pouring everything into his sons. That particular man, that father, just wants the best. But what happens when that gets snatched away from you? It's fair use, man. Everything's fair use. Let's check it out.
Darnell was my 15-year-old son. Darnell was a good boy. I have a good memory with my son at that mall, buying him some shoes for basketball. That's what's got me going. Then I have a positive memory of my son and I going to this mall to go buy some shoes. It's already an ugly Debbie Downer situation, negative. And I'm just grasping and searching for anything positive I can use to be strong for my family. Darnell was my 15-year-old son. Darnell was a good boy. I have a good memory with my son at that mall, buying him some shoes for basketball. That's what's got me going. That I have a positive memory of my son and I going to this mall to go buy some shoes. It's already an ugly Debbie Downer situation, negative, and I'm just grasping and searching for anything positive I can use to be strong for my family, my family, my family.
See that? You hear the pain in his voice? I don't know the particulars, but he lost his child. Woo! And no, that wasn't my cousin. And no, that guy's not my uncle. I was sharing a story with you about my uncle and how he was so involved in his kids' lives, and his son got taken away from him when he got the phone call from his son's wife. When his son's wife said, last time I seen my husband was 20 minutes ago. He just left the house. And 25 minutes later, the phone call came. He was no longer here. Fathers, stay out there. Love your sons. Don't give up. Hug your sons. Kiss your sons. The ones that's incarcerated that never, ever, ever, ever got to see their child can't give you the credit of being a father if he wasn't there from the beginning, bro. Because that takes away from men that's there every day, non-stop, going to and from to make sure their child is good. To the fathers that's incarcerated, that got taken away, making moves to make sure their families are right. And unfortunately, they got taken away. Yeah, you know you're still a father. You already put that work in and things happen. I'm pretty sure the lady, brings the child up here and there and check you out and keep that bond and keep that positivity going, that hope, that spiritual, strength that you need to get you through the time before you come home and reunite with your family. Sons, don't take your fathers for granted, man. Respect your fathers. Love your fathers. Follow that tradition. And I hope the tradition that your father instilled in you is positive traditions. Follow that. Hold on to that. Upkeep that. We need that. Do not take away from that. Once again, happy Father's Day. From this father to all your fathers out there, be well. Oh, forgot. It takes one to know one. It takes a good father to know a good father. I'm out.